Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for watching. I'm Katie and we are on day number 19 of Mermaid, and today's prompt is Wrath. So we've already had a prompt similar to this, which was Fury, which, well, it's pretty much the same, and it was hard to convey a different image for each one. And Fury, I kind of thought she was more internalising this anger, whereas perhaps Wrath was one of those where it was more of an active emotion, and yeah, this is the best I could come up with, I'm afraid. So to pair up this prompt of Wrath, I thought I'd use those watercolours I wasn't a big fan of, just to really convey my own personal emotions in here. So I am using the Stuart Semple watercolours, and if you don't know what I'm on about, I will pop a link and you can watch the video of me trying these out and not getting on very well with them. Funnily enough, that was a mermaid as well. But anyway, I always do try and use up my materials, whether they're a success or a fail, because I can't stand waste, and I've had a time where I really couldn't afford any art materials, so even if they aren't great, I will try and make them work somehow and get some use out of them before deciding what to do with them long term. So they're just still hanging on in there. To give the impression of some scaly texture for Finley, I added some clean water to the painted on area on her tail, and that caused these lovely blooms, which I quite liked actually. That worked out quite nicely. To colour in Claudia, I just went straight in there with the red, and maybe because I didn't use those particular tones on the painting where I tried these out, I was actually quite impressed. However, there were some colours, and I still stand by this, where they weren't great. Like, there's a really bright pink, you can see it really stands out on the palette, but actually when it comes to using it as a colour, it doesn't really stand out at all. It just looks bright in the palette. It's just far too, well, I want to say it's translucent, but it's not too translucent because it goes a bit chalky when it dries. It's just not very strongly pigmented, which was really disappointing. But I am going completely off subject here. I thought I'd add a few shadows to Finley's tail just to add a bit of form, and I must admit I was spoilt for choice with colours on this, so adding the colour to the water behind her and getting a skin tone and getting the hair colour in, that wasn't too bad. I've also kept the painting style of this quite loose because I think that ties in with the emotion of Wrath. It's quite irrational, it's not very thoughtful, and she's sort of splashing around angrily in her bowl, so I thought, well, I will just not have as much attention to what I'm doing whilst I'm painting. I did decide to go over that blue area again, just to add some depth to the bowl really, and try and add a bit of movement. And yeah, I quite like the blue that I achieved there. It is just quite a simple painting though, and I didn't want to go too over the top with the details. Anyway, we are done. I do hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you are enjoying this series still. Let me know if you have just started watching it or if you've been watching it from the start. I'd love to hear. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please hit that like button, and if you're new here, why not hit subscribe and help me grow. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.